Hi, I'm Julia. I'm a children's wellbeing specialist. I'm the founder of Wellbeing Adventurers, and I also support kids yoga teachers and other children's wellbeing practitioners. I support them in delivering training and creating resources and supporting through mentoring and other such activities. And today I'm going to be talking about what things to keep in mind when you're offering freebies in your kids yoga classes or wellbeing practice classes, and how to add value without losing out. So many kids yoga teachers use free trials or taster sessions in their marketing plan to get more work either in nurseries or schools, or to get more children attending their clubs and their workshops. But how do we make sure that this doesn't feel like that we're giving our services away for free? And how does it make us, how can we do it and still feel valued in our business? And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So there's many reasons why it can be great to give freebies in your classes. Sorry, in your business, in your wellbeing business. So it could be like trial classes or things like that. So there's some reasons why you might like to do that in your business, and I highly recommend that you do in some way. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a camera issue. So you might give freebies to build that know, like, and trust factor. So that means that people get to know about you, get to trust that you'll do what you'll say that you will do, because they will have had an experience with you. It can give people an experience of working with you and help them to know what it is that it will entail. So a kind of like try before you buy type of situation. And it can help those people who are considering working with you to see what it might be like to work with you in real, in the real sense of the word. It can also help you to be more visible in your business and get people knowing about you more and spreading the word, and people just generally knowing who you are and what you do. And it can help them, even if they're not going to commit to a paid offering at this point. It can mean that you are at the front of their mind at a point in which they're ready to invest in your services in some way. So it increases the awareness of who you are and what you do. Another reason why you might want to do freebies of some sort is it might help you to get more children in your classes, or it might help you to work in more schools or more nurseries if that's your bag and what you do. Another reason that you may not have considered is that it can help you build your confidence in an area that is new to you. So if you're offering a new service, then offering a certain number for free can build your confidence in that area and give you more experience and make you feel more confident in charging for it because you've tried it, it works, that kind of thing. And finally, another reason that is really good for having some sort of freebies is it's a good opportunity to ask for testimonials or feedback, or reviews, which you can use in your marketing materials, or you can add it to your portfolio in some way. This is something I'm trying to get better at. I'm pretty good at doing it in schools, but I'm not so great at it when I work with other kids yoga teachers. So yeah, if you think that you would like a feedback form of some sort, there is a freebie on the end of this. So if you check in the comments, there's a little feedback form link, and that will take you to just a Google Doc that you can edit and make it your own. And it's the feedback form that I use when I'm in schools. Really simple and easy to use. So what might freebies look like in your kids yoga business? So you might be thinking, well, how do you even go about offering a freebie for something that is a paid service? So it could be that in your clubs and classes, so if you've got like after school clubs or workshops or things like that, it could be bring a friend for free. You might have that as a kind of bring a friend for free week or something like that. It could be that if you bring a friend along, then you pay half price, or they pay half price. It could be that the first week or the first 2 weeks are free for a new customer, something like that. Or if you're working in schools and nurseries, you might offer a free taster class, and in the school or in a new nursery, you might offer a free assembly or a parent session or a gift for a fundraiser. So if they've got some sort of autumn fair or winter fair or summer fair or fundraising event going on, you offer something that they can then use in that to give away in their, like a tombola or whatever it is they're doing, like a raffle prize. So as great as free offerings can be, I do think there are some things that we need to consider. And I think, like with anything in our kids yoga businesses, we should be intentional and mindful about how we're using these things. And so the first thing I would say is, don't compare yourself to others. It can be really easy to look at other kids yoga businesses and think, oh, well, they do a free such and such, or they do this, or they do that. And I was like this actually myself at the start of my business. There are some things that other kids yoga teachers did. For example, this isn't exactly the same, but there was some people who gave sibling discounts, and a lot of the children that came to my classes were siblings. And so if I'd have given a discount, a sibling discount, then I would have been cutting my my profit by quite a lot. So it was really hard for me to decide to not do what other people were doing. And I did definitely felt this kind of pull, what other people are doing that, so I should too. And that's definitely not the case. This is your business. You get to do it how it works for you. So don't ever offer something for free or, a discount that doesn't feel right to you, because it's your business and only what you think is going to work right for you is going to work. And you never know, whatever somebody else is offering might not even work for them. It might work for them, but it might not. We don't need to copy or do things just because somebody else is doing it. So just make sure that what you're offering feels right for you. That's the first thing I wanted to say to consider. Another thing is, think about, how does it fit into your overarching marketing strategy? So why are you offering it to begin with? What's your reason? And so it could be, coming back to what I've just talked about, it could be that you want to increase the visibility of your classes, or you want to take on 2 more schools, or you would like to you've got one class that is in low numbers and you want to boost the numbers in that class. So think about, why specifically am I offering this? And also it could be that you want to build relationships in a particular area or something like that. There needs to be a reason for your freebie. Otherwise, you're just, wafting things around, giving them for free for no reason. Also have a consideration about what your boundaries are around this. So when you know why you're offering your freebie, you might want to consider, who are you offering it to? Is it to everyone? Is it to specific people? Is it for a specific club or class? Is it to specific schools? Is it for a set amount of time? How long are you going to offer it for? Is it something that you're always going to do? Is it just something that always happens in your business? So, for example, I know some businesses, some kids like classes will say, okay, your first session is always going to be free. Is that how you want to run it? That's not how I run it, but I'm not saying it's how you should run it. I'm just saying, is that your way of doing things? Is that your policy? Or are you only going to do it on these set things? So being clear, who are you offering it to? Why are you offering it? For how long? And all of those things that you need to consider. So it could be that you're offering this offer until that club is full, or you're offering this offer just for this half term, or just for this week, or even just for today. Remember that it's your business. You get to decide and you get to make the rules. It's based on what feels right for you and what works in your business. So be clear in your own mind about what you're offering. And it can be useful to think about, what are you happy to offer and what are you not happy to offer? What's included and what is not included? And maybe having a plan of, like, a long-term plan. At what points might you put these offers out? Another thing to think about is to check in with your emotions. So sometimes when we offer a freebie, we can be asked for more. In fact, this happens an awful lot if you're dealing with schools. So it might look like you've offered a free session in a school, and a school comes back to you and says, oh, actually you've offered this, we'd like to give it to year 2, but actually we've got 3 year 2 classes, so could you give it for free for all of our year 2 classes? Or it could be that you've offered one workshop and a school has asked you for a full day. So be really clear in your mind what it is that you're offering and what you're going to do if you get asked to do more. And so it really depends on how you feel. There isn't really a right or a wrong here. So you might agree to do some extra, you might not. And that's totally fine. Again, I'm saying it again, it's your business and you get to make the rules and you get to decide what works for you. But what I will say is never do anything that feels negative or wrong to you, or that you're feeling resentful for. So in my mind, a freebie is like a gift. And so it should be a gift that you feel really happy to give, not something that you're going to feel resentful about, and not something that you're going to be really like, oh, low energy about, because if you're starting to feel resentful, then that's a clear sign that you should have said no in the first place. So a question that I use when I'm asked to do something, and it's when I'm asked to do anything actually, I meditate on this thought: does it feel heavy or does it feel light? And that helps me to connect with my body, which we know, our brains get really caught up with like the practicalities, the logic of a situation, especially if we're thinking of income goals, or, oh, actually, I'd like to earn more this month, or that would really help if sometimes when we're asked to do something, we can get a bit like fear-based and make decisions that are just like, oh, I want to well, what if I say no? Then the school might think I'm horrible and might not have me back. Or if I say no, they might think I'm a mean person. Or if they say no, then this might happen. And that's all just thoughts in our head. Really, we need to connect with our bodies and how our bodies are feeling. Does it feel heavy? Does it feel light? Does this feel like something I would be really happy to gift and feel good about? Or does it feel like they're taking the piss? And if it feels like they're taking the piss, then the answer's no, always. Because it needs to feel right for you and in your body, and you need to be clear about that. Following your freebie or gift or or discount, whatever it is, what are you going to do next? There needs to be some sort of reason, some follow-up. So say you've given a freebie, what's your follow-up going to be? Are you just going to leave it there? I hope not, because otherwise you're just like splurging things out into the universe with no real reason or no real thought of why you're doing it, and then that's not really valuing your time. So if you think about your reason for doing something, that will help you to plan your steps afterwards, and it can be really useful to map those steps out before you even offer it. So have a think about, when I offer these things for free, what will I do after I've given the things for free, and have that in your little plan. So there are some steps that you might take to further support you in your goals of what it was, the reason why you offered your freebie or discount or whatever else it is you're offering. So it could be that you gather some feedback. And if you would like some support with that, then there's a link in the comments where you can sorry, not in the comments, in the video description, there's a link to a freebie feedback form. It's just a really simple Google Doc. There's nothing fancy about it. There's no beautiful images or anything like that. It's literally a Google Doc that you can make a copy of, and you can add your logo, you can change whatever needs to be changed. And it's just the feedback form that I use, or like a really basic version of the one that I use, that you can kind of adapt and change to suit whatever it is you're doing. So gathering feedback is a really, really useful thing to do. Grab the freebie for that if you think it'd be useful. If your freebie is in a school or a nursery, you should really follow up with a conversation with the decision maker. This is something that Keris Keneally talks about in her free challenge, and also in her Approaching Schools Academy, and she talks about how useful it is to, when you've given a feedback, to schedule a meeting before you've done the feedback. I'm really not talking very clearly here. She talks about scheduling a meeting before you give your freebie, and then having a meeting with somebody who makes the decisions to discuss how you could support the school further, or nursery, or wherever. Another thing that you could do following your freebie is you could follow up with an email or a chat or a phone call. I mean, I wouldn't do a phone call personally. I hate them. That's why we've got emails. I don't like that. But if you're the kind of person that works well on the phone, then you might do that. You might give the children a leaflet or a sticker or something to remember you by, especially if they're going to, if your ideal customer is the parents, then a leaflet or a sticker will be really useful to get those people to know about you. So ideally it would have on your logo or an email address, a web link to your business, and how to contact you, basically how to find out more. If the reason you created your freebie was because you wanted to fill a class, or so I'll give you an example. I'm going to be doing some lunchtime clubs at a school starting after half term, and it's been a while since I've done some lunchtime clubs. Actually, I kind of took a pause from it. I haven't done it for a while, but I had a school reach out, and I do actually have a little window of time that it will work. So I'm offering the school a free assembly, and in the free assembly I will be giving out letters to children who are interested in attending the club. So it's like an invitation. And so the children will have these little letters with information about the club and how to book. So yes, I've given them a freebie, but the freebie links to fill something that I will be delivering. And the children who are in the assembly will be like, oh yeah, I'd really like to go to that. Here's your invitation letter. They'll take the letter home, and it will tell the parents how they can book their child on. And so this is a really useful way of filling your classes. It's easy if you're in a school, because you can have the assembly within the school, and it can be a really good way of sharing the knowledge both to the children of what to expect from, and meet you and see who you are, and see some of the lovely things that you do and get some sort of experience of you. But it's also really good because it's an opportunity to give out the letters to the people who are most interested in. So another thing that I would say is make sure that you review regularly what it is that you offer. So it can be really easy to just fall into a pattern of, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I always do. But it doesn't necessarily continue to align with us as we grow and as we change and as our businesses evolve over time, and as we as humans evolve over time. Because, when you have your own business, I do think that it kind of forces you to change who you are as a person, as you really look into yourself as like, what are my values? Who am I? What's important to me? What do I want to do? What do I not want to do? All of those things. And so over time, the things that you offered last year may not feel right for you anymore. The things that you gave away for free last month, actually you might not want to give that away anymore, or you might be starting something new, and there's another way of offering that. So I would say regularly review what is working for you. Does what once worked for you still work? Have your opinions changed on something? And is there something that you want to add to your marketing strategy? So is there something that you haven't been doing that you think, oh, actually, I could do with a few more of these? How could a freebie support you with that? So I tend to do this each season. Each season in my business, I have a day which is a pause point, which is a day that I really reflect on what I'm offering and whether it still works for me. And I look back on my past season, and I look forward to my future season, and I think about what things are working, what things are not working, what's gone well, what hasn't gone well. And I think then, okay, am I is there any marketing that I'd like to do? Are there any free offerings that I would like to offer? Are there any discounts that I would like to give to promote a particular thing? And so seasonally works really well for me, because I tend to live and my life tends to be very seasonal anyway, and so that works for me. But for you, it could be something else. It could be that you do it termly. It could be that you do it monthly. It could be that you do it biannually. So I'd really love to know your thoughts on this topic. Do you give freebies in your business? Do you do them currently? Do you want to make changes to the ones that you offer? Have you had any thoughts about whether you might like to offer freebies, but you're not sure where to start? So if you would like to work with me to talk through any of this, I'm going to pop a link in the little information box below, so you can book directly in with me, either for an hour or a 90-minute strategy session, or if you wanted to, if you know that working with me for a longer period of time would work for you, you can directly book a 6-month coaching package or mentoring package with me. Or if you've got any questions, you can email me directly at julia@juliahankins.co.uk, and I will answer your questions in one of these videos. But thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, if you'd like the free feedback form, you can click the link below. If you found this really useful, or even a bit useful, please like and subscribe. If you hit the bell, then you're more likely to hear when a new video gets released. Make sure that you're signed up to my mailing list, and then you'll receive these videos weekly and also some other freebies. Thanks very much. Bye.